What's going on, and welcome back to another FC25 Ultimate Team video, and this one today is going to be really helpful to build some starter teams. I've been able to narrow it down just to 3 players in each position, male and female, to use in those starter builds. Obviously, we're not going to be seeing Chiesa or like the 100k players, so I think I've done a really good job, and if you do want to see like a mid to more expensive side, absolutely, we can run that as well. But yeah, this is going to be a cool little video to help you start the game. Let's go. Just so you know, in case you thought I forgot about them, but I will not be showing you the female goalkeeper alternatives, nor would I show you the centre backs, because if I wouldn't want to use them myself, I'm not going to recommend them. But these 3, I do. And with the Martinez, in my opinion, I think he's going to be really broken on the game, and it is literally the best goalkeeper to buy at the start, because you get that fodder rating. He's probably going to be pretty affordable as well. It's a win-win situation. And then Nick Pope, you can't go wrong because he provides that crazy height. And then with Mamoudzalishvili, he was actually bought by Liverpool and then loaned back, and he does seem insane. We were linked with him ourselves, and I really wish that we made that official. He's a good goalkeeper IRL, and he's received a nice little upgrade there. So with his stats and overall rating, I think he will be really good as well. So 3 sort of goalkeepers to start. Can't go wrong with them. So it's time to give those females some love. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was very difficult to find some playable fullbacks. So with that being said, I did cheat a little bit with the Lawrence. She's 85 rated. She's not exactly going to be like super cheap, but a very good card. I remember using her in the draft last year, and she was amazing. But you've got Ahara with a balanced stat of 75 defending, okay pace. But I'm going to be straight up, you wouldn't really want to like run that in a team. But that's the best option. Genuinely, that is so bad in the right back role. And then we've got Win as well. She looks pretty good in all fairness. She has 84 dribbling with 80 defending. And then her pace is absolutely fine. So I don't necessarily mind that. But I just really feel like there are better options out there. So let's go and check out the males. This is more like it. And when I'm looking for starter players myself, I'm always pushing that emphasis on balance. And Dalot is probably the most balanced fullback that I've come across. The 85 pace, which is a good level. And then the passing, dribbling, defending, physicality is brilliant. And then Molina, every year he looks the same, but you can't go wrong with that. And Kadioglu with the 88 pace and 85 dribbling. So he gives you a different approach with being attacking a fullback. And then you've got the Dalot that can just play maybe fullback even, or fullback. Like, you're going to have different types of styles this year. But I reckon that, yeah, all 3 of them can do a little bit of everything anyway. So good options there for sure. So I did mention that I won't be showing you the female centre-backs because I personally wouldn't use them myself. So I'm going to give you an extra 3 on top of these. But Ibanez to start with that slide tackle plus playstyle. I don't think it's going to give him like any extra value, to be honest, because of the league. But the 85 pace is ridiculous, and 81 defending physicality, he looks like one of the best players to buy at the start. But that league might bring down the cost, so keep an eye on him. The upper Meccano, again, you can't go wrong. Popular league, great stats and really good physicality. And then Kosuno as well is in most people's starter teams that I've seen. But I still don't think that's going to affect the price at all. You'd be surprised. Like last year, all of these types of players dropped off very quickly. And I think it's going to be even more apparent this year as well. So good 3 there. Blossoman for me is always great. Very fast, really reliable, and so cheap. Gomez is most likely going to be the most expensive out of all of the players that we've seen, just because English Premier League Liverpool, it does, you know, cost a premium to be buying these types of players. But in game, you know, you can't go wrong with that. And then Todibo at West Ham, like, he seems really balanced and just as good as Gomez, to be honest. So that's probably going to add some competition on the market. So although I'm still sticking by what I've said, the Gomez is going to be a bit pricey. But Todibo does give you that alternative as well. So you can mix it up, or you can bring them both in the same team. But those are the best centre-backs that I've found personally, that provide a bit of pace and give you that defense and physicality support. So do keep in mind that this video and selection of players is focused to be a little bit more cheaper, that you can go and bring into your starter builds, because obviously in the left back role, you've got Karachawi, you've got Bachi, you've got some really nice fullbacks on the game. But these 3 here are the best for what I believe are going to be price to performance. You've got a good, well-rounded card from McCabe. I know she's 85 rated, but she won't cost anywhere near as much as you think. Catley looks probably the best out of them. For that price to performance. And then you've got Carmona as well, coming in with 89 pace, good dribbling, good physicality, and well, physicality actually is a bit weak. The defending's nice. The 78 defending on a starter fullback is exactly what you're looking at, around about. So I reckon she'll play well. But do the male players look better? I've cheated a little bit, I must say. I stuck in Doggy, and it could be very expensive, or it could be like cheap. I don't know, 10,000 coins max? I don't know, right? If he's really expensive, I do apologize at the start. But Spinazzola, this is someone that covers like a lot of the grounds. If you're someone that wants to play a 3-5-2 and run him as your left mid and get that defensive support, he can play there. You can even start left wing if that's something of interest, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then left back is where you're going to want to obviously play the man. So it provides the height, the 4-star, gives you a bit more of that attacking free roam feel. And then you've got a Marusic as well with the 87 pace, good physicality, nice enough defending as well. But these are some good options just to get you up and running. I mean, Spinazzola and Marusic is going to be very cheap. Udogi, maybe a bit pricey. So, you know, I'm sorry. So let's move up to those CDM centre mids, and obviously starting off with the females, we've got Valti coming in with that 80 pace, 83 dribbling, and 81 defending. And I think that's pretty good going. As a foundation, also Arsenal, you could easily get Ken with the males. So yeah, I reckon that she probably is going to be a go-ahead for most people in their teams. And Crystal Dunn, from FC24 to FC25, I don't know if there are too many stat changes, but she was so good on FC24. Basically like a Kante in the midfield. Even though she was small, she was ridiculously good. So make sure you keep an eye out on this woman. She will be like a little bit more of a premium just because of her performance last year, but definitely worth picking up and paying the extra. And then Stanway, I think she was dirt cheap, and it's a player that goes under the radar a little bit. Like, these stats are ridiculous. 86 dribbling, nice pace, good shooting, good passing. I would recommend playing her like CDM centre mid, of course, where she's intended to be played. I wouldn't want to try and push her too much and like get goals necessarily. I just sit her in the midfield, do a bit of dribbling, passing. I do like the look of her as well. So 3 awesome options. I know you've seen him. It's Lorente, and I have to throw in like a couple of wild cards here to help me out, but this man can't be ignored. He is worth the coins to buy at the start anyway. Like, he's going to come in about 30,000, maybe even continue to rise until there's a massive drop-off. But look at the positions that he can play. Centre mid, right back, right mid, right wing, like literally everywhere. Probably has a good amount of roles as well that he can play. So he's just going to be worth buying. Like, you look at it, an 89 pace as a centre mid at the start of the game. That's ridiculous. So definitely worth it, and, you know, pay a premium and you're going to get a little bit more in game. Lima, though, always sufficient and really reliable. Like 80 pace, 82 defending. Like, what you see is what you get from this man. It doesn't really let you down, and that playstyle plus is sweet at the start of the game. And Loftus-Cheek coming in as a non-rare. Be careful with his price though. I don't think he's going to be crazy expensive just because he's a non-rare. But this player in game should do a great job. Like, that pace, the build. He did have a nice version as well towards the back end of FC24. So if he plays anything like that at the start, then yeah, you've got a really good card on your hands. So good options. So looking at what we've got here, it's like cams, wingers, you know, left mid, right mids. But it was very difficult to find cheap wingers, especially females. And then looking in the cam positions, to bring in someone that has like the meta broken pace as well as balance to the shooting, passing, dribbling. Like I say, it's difficult to find. But Bull looks ridiculously good. 85 shot, like that is super reliable, and with her being 83 overall, it's going to be a pretty cheap card to go and buy. And the passing is at a fantastic level as well. Dribbling, pace, like you're going to want to play her as a cam, like left wing, left mid, right mid. You don't want to play her there. Middle cam, I think she looks really good for that role. And then we have Williams, that's probably going to be a little bit more on the premium, just because you can get that crazy chemistry with all the other United States females. And then Giuliano as well, like cam, CDM, centre, like this card is amazing. Like, she is basically the cheap Barella, the female Barella. I would recommend playing her as a centre mid to start, but give her that license just to like push up a little bit more. And yeah, see if she can play one of those roles. But passing, dribbling, like look at that. She looks amazing. So I didn't want to cheat again and throw in Marcus Rashford because he's eligible for one of the first Evos that get dropped on the game. So of course that's going to increase his value, and he was probably going to already be about 20, 30,000. So it is a little bit too expensive. But these 3 here, I think you're going to be able to get them for a competitive price. I mean, Carrasco, considering the league anyway, is going to be dirt cheap and never ever gets bought for some weird reason. But the pace, the dribbling, the reliability with that shot, like, he has to be used in your starter teams, especially if you're going down the Saudi route. And then Siankov as well, with the 85 pace, like with the fact that he can play as a middle cam, as well as like centre mid, right mid, like he's got everything. The amount of roles that you're going to be able to like take up with this card. And that is the one thing that I tried to like, you know, press you guys with. Like, make sure you're looking at these players and think about multiple formations that you can switch up to when you're building your starter team. So he's going to be perfect for that. And then Pulisic as well, being able to play both sides with just very good stats in general. And the 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, like, geez, man, yeah, he is going to be a bit more expensive, but definitely if you can pick him up, 100% worth. So we're on the final straight and we're looking for strikers to finish off that starting 11, one of the most important positions. And these three females are looking like some of the best options to literally bring in, like compared to the males as well. But De Mornay with a 92 pace, 85 dribbling, just a crazy high stat to have on an attacker, especially at the start. And I remember her Evo that completely ruined me. Every time I'd come up against her, tight dribbling, she was so like evasive and just couldn't get her off the ball, to be honest. And then we've got Ramirez. I do remember this woman from last year as well. I think she was a good option to start off with the 90 pace, 85 dribbling. But if I'm not mistaken, she was in the MLS and now she's moved over to Chelsea. So a lot easier to bring into that starter team. And then Sa coming in with very good stats, even a little bit of physicality there. I mean, Ramirez has got 86. That's ridiculous. But she looks a bit more on the cheaper side of things. Like her shooting's not as good, you know, dribbling a little bit more of a downgrade. So you might be able to get her for a very, very good deal. And consider French as well, easy nation for Chem. So like I just said, with those female attackers, you're probably going to want to use them over these three males. But to give you some alternatives, especially with Mane as well, being so cheap, like 84 rated, he's going to be straight up fodder within the first like couple of weeks anyway. And he can play multiple positions. So he gives you that like reliability as well as being able to switch your formations. But that 86 dribbling as well is such a high stat with like good shooting, good pace, so I don't mind that. Correa is always incredible, and the reason for that is that 84 shot being so high. I can't remember the last time he was bad on the game, if at all. And the dribbling that he provides, the pace, like he's probably like the best player to buy out of the lot of them. And then Cody Gakpo gives you a different approach with that like lengthier controlled feel. So he's going to be a bit faster, a bit more aggressive. And then that shooting as well is very high. So some good options there for sure. And if you do want to see more of like a mid-budget to more expensive, like I don't want to go too crazy because then I can just go and put in icons, you know, but maybe like mid-budget meta and try and predict what players are really going to be that good on FC25 for the next one. I mean, if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Also recommend players that you've come across as well on social media. Put that in the comment section for other people to check out. But thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up if you have enjoyed this content today, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now. Peace.